Welcome, Young. Welcome. Good morning. Good morning, Mickey Baby. Good morning, Soft Touch. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thanks for joining. Today's topic is, very simple and straightforward, and it's also influenced by Good Morning TFK Collection. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Dennis Opeyemi. Good morning, all. Thank you for joining. This topic we're about to discuss, as usual. Good morning, Abdulhafiz. Good morning, Emmanuel Kosi. So, as usual, it's all about what we've been experiencing, the stories that we've been treating, and some of the gaps that we have identified. Good morning, Abdulhafiz. Good morning, Threadbox. And it's basically some of the gaps that we have identified as a result of us handling different cases for people who are complaining to us about being defrauded. So, today's topic, we are talking about the how to outsmart travel scammers. How to outsmart travel scammers. It's very simple. Don't just think because the way the topic is and how simple it is that um, you can make sense of some of the important points that we'll be sharing. Good morning, Smile. Good morning, Abdurrahman. Good morning, Kimber Link. Good morning, everyone. So basically, what we are talking about here is just to share ideas on how to protect people who are bent on seeking greener pastures abroad. We've been having different cases. If you check some of the stories that we've treated, you would see that a lot of people are falling victims of these travel scammers who pose as agents. And now, what we are trying to do is very straightforward. We are trying to share tips based on the experiences people have shared with us, and we believe if we, as we are sharing these tips, it will also help in guiding people who want to make decisions with respect to them traveling out of the country. So today's topic is very easy, is straightforward, and it's about how to outsmart travel scammers. Because last week we talked about how smart people get outsmarted by travel scammers. We talked about how these travel scammers or travel agents, let me put it like that, usually outsmart people that usually think that they are smart. And we shared a lot of useful tips. People learned from some of these tips, and some of them promised that I made them understand that they should always look out for all these flashpoints in the course of them dealing with agents going forward. I don't know if my voice is audible enough. If you are hearing me clearly, please can you just type yes so I can know if you people are following what I'm saying, or I won't think I'm speaking to myself. Welfare, welcome. Good morning. Kathy, good morning. Okay, thank you, Soft Touch. Yeah, that's a confirmation from Soft Touch. So, okay, Thomas Captain. Yeah, I got you. Kunlex, welcome. Uche, Emmanuel, thanks for joining. So now we're talking about um, how to outsmart travel scammers. Now I'm taking my time. I want people to join so I can just share it at once. Please help us double tap and share, because the last time when I addressed the people that came at the initial stage, when it was getting to the tail end, a lot of people joined, so I had to just be you know recycling what I had already said. So help us double tap so that this thing can get to across to a whole lot of people. It does not cost you anything. Just double tap and share so that people can join. If I have like maybe 20, 30 people, at least I know I have a sizable audience. And if we try to tap and share, we still have just maybe 5, 6, 10, 8. The moral of the story is just for us to just get the message across to some people and let them make the decision. And, you know, because it's getting tiring that we are getting information. We keep getting story information from people that yes, I got defrauded. I paid so and so amount to an agent last week when I was sharing some useful tips on life. I talked about people who complained about losing 90 million naira to travel scammers. I talked about people who lost, I think, 120 million naira. I've talked about 50 million naira. And why I'm saying this is that it's a reoccurring thing. It's like all these agents, they usually devise new strategies. You understand? If you followed what we've been doing, you will see that we released a story today, and if you watched it, you will see how the different tactics these agents explored with respect to defrauding the applicant. So they come up with different styles, different processes, different strategies just to get your money from you. So, ladies and gentlemen, please, please, and please keep double tapping, keep sharing so that people can join. So that once they join, we can just hit the ground running. So, the topic, as you've stated, is how to outsmart travel scammers. Or maybe I should just, start it, and in case there's anybody that is interested, then we'll keep pushing. And if you have useful things that you want to share, useful tips, experiences that you've had in the past that you feel that you want to share with us, you have the floor. You can just send in a request. Once you send in the request, I will accept it. And once I accept it, you will share it. Welcome, Queen. You share it with the audience. You understand? So if you have useful tips, if you have experiences that you've gone through, please, now is the time. You can also send in the request and we'll give you the chance to address the audience. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I think we have few people, we have eight, and maybe it's going to grow. If it doesn't grow beyond that, let's just hit the ground running because we still have lots of other things. So, Meeting, welcome. Thank you for joining. Kehinde Abdul Karim, thank you for joining. Thank you for liking. Mafia Boss, thank you for joining. So, the number one tip, because before I even go deep, like I said, a whole lot of people, it's more or less like, it's more like, when you hear people's stories, you start thinking that, are they using spell? You know, I don't have a very I do have a very bad experience with a doctor that collected my money in the name of IVF. Okay, YOLO, you can send in a request. You can send in a request. We'll give you the chance, we'll give you the floor to at least share your experience with us while we are, you know, doing this session. Please, YOLO, thank you very much for joining. If you want to share your experience, just send in a request so we can keep this very much engaging. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Oyeyemi Kolapo. Thank you, Alamin. Thanks for joining. So, like I was saying, in most cases, when I hear people's stories, what I usually think is because it's at times almost sound unbelievable that how is it possible for people to just come and just devise a strategy and you'll be seeing red flags because I also did a live where I told people the common red flags that they should not ignore when dealing with agents. And when you hear people giving their experiences, you start thinking that how is it possible for you to see these things, hear these things, and you still went ahead to go and pay this person money? Like today now, I received like I was getting some information from somebody who wants me to handle a story, and part of the questions I asked was, "Do you have a means to like ascertain the person you actually gave the money? Do you have the person's identity, who the person is, what the person stands for, how to locate the person beyond the fact that you just called the person?" He said he does not have the person's identity and all those things, and I was like, how come you parted away with millions of naira like that and you don't know the person? You don't, you know. when you hear people's information, you start thinking, good morning, Mr. DG. Please, is it possible from Nigeria get a job offer from Slovakia? Now, I get this information a lot, and I also get information statements like, please, can you recommend a reliable travel agent? YOLO, okay, I will accept it. Just hold on. I used to get information that can you give us a reliable travel agent? Now, what I do say is I don't recommend travel agent to anybody. I don't endorse any travel agent to anybody. You get, because there are reasons why I don't do so. What I basically do is, we do our investigation. If you've been defrauded, you let us know. We do our investigation, do our story, expose the criminal actions of these people. And in some cases, we've recorded some, you know, plausible outcomes with respect to getting refunds for some of the victims who were defrauded. So that's what we basically do. We don't endorse. We don't tell you that you can see job this place at that place. We don't do that. Our primary objective is to do investigations, to do stories, and expose people who are using, travel in the name of travel agents to defraud people of their hard-earned money. Because you see people like I was saying last week that there was a particular lady that reached out to me and was crying, telling me that she's on the brink of committing suicide, basically because all her life savings, this particular agent that she claimed to have met through her boyfriend, through her friend's boyfriend, right? She met the person and the person collected all her money, and she has no means of survival. Sorry, let me read the comment section. Adeleye Bolajoko, please, I'm a fashion designer and an interior decor. Please, government just demolished my shop. I need agents. Like, you need agent. What kind of agent? I don't understand. Do you mean agents that usually help people to get house, or a travel agent? I don't understand what you're talking about. But if it is, I'll just answer anyway, or let me wait for clarity from you. So, let's maybe before I go, travel agents. Oh no, I don't recommend travel agents to people. I don't endorse travel agents at all. You understand? What I do is that I would give you proper guidance. And when I give you the guidance, when you come to live sessions like this, I've been sharing tips, processes on how, what people can, sorry, just hold on what people can, hello? Yeah. Um, mo busy by Joe. Yeah. Mi ò rántí, màá pè ẹ́ padà, màá pè ẹ́ padà. So sorry for that break. So what I'm trying to talk about is I don't recommend travel agents to people. I don't endorse any travel agents to anybody. You get. I'll share ideas with you. Make sure you do your due diligence. If you've been following my live session, you will see that I used to share different tips. And these tips are from the experiences that we gathered as a result of the major complaints we receive from people and the cases we've treated, the recovery we've made. You get. So if you have cases like that, you can bring it to us. But what I don't do is I don't endorse and I don't, recommend travel agents to people. I've seen travel agents come approach me to offer millions of naira to always recommend them because they see that a lot of people follow what we do, follow our stories, you understand, and they see that we've built some level of reliance with respect to, helping people expose criminals that pose themselves as travel agents and also make recovery for people. You get, so they want to capitalize on that. They come, offer us millions, and we do reject it that we don't endorse anybody because we don't want issues that maybe when we recommend a particular agent to somebody and the agent start messing up, they will start saying that, okay, it is the Jilambo or it is Oga journalist that actually recommended us to this person. Maybe Oga journalist has a personal deal, or personal relationship with this person and look at what we are facing and all those things. So we are very, very careful with respect to issues like this. And I hope that I've been able to answer your question, Adeleye Bola Joko. So now I think let me give this person the floor. She says she has something she wants to narrate with us. Let us see how it goes. We're trying to connect to the person. Oh, I think the person is no more online. Yolo, if you are still here, please, I've given you the chance. I've already accepted, but I don't know what happened. So let me just move on. Um, so let's, the major topic we are talking about. Yolo, you sent in the request, I accepted, but I don't know what happened. You didn't join again. So if you don't mind, you can send in the request again so we can just trash it out from there. So, ladies and gentlemen, please keep liking, keep double tapping, keep sharing. The topic we are talking about today is how to outsmart travel scammers. So now let me trash out the first aspect. The number one aspect on how to outsmart travel aspect and travel scammers, because I call them professional scammers. Now it is time for you to like take your power back to be in charge. You understand? Because we've been saying probably they use spell, but the most important thing is that they push you to a point of desperation, to the level whereby instead of you to be thinking rationally, what you'll be thinking with is with your emotions. You understand? So that's why I am taking this time to make you understand this. So, how to outsmart travel scammers? Number one is to slow down, right? Slow down. Why I said slow down? Slow down is because speed is their weapon. Speed, what they use to convince people, to make it seem as if maybe you are being, enchanted, or you're under a spell, to the point that you start making decisions that when you have the time to just ruminate over everything, you start realizing that how come I was not, how am I so daft to the point that I made that kind of decision? So the point is that is because you didn't, take the time to sit yourself down and just analyze what you want to make. Because what this agent will do is to come up with different means to just, make you to be um, to make decision out of urgency. When someone comes, there was a scenario that I analyzed with some people, and that scenario, a particular nurse was training some people on this care job. Care job at a point, was moving. People used to still use care job and all those things. So now, this nurse, when it was about maybe 2 days or one day to them finalizing the training, the person just came. And when the person came, the nurse came and just said she has 20 slots for um, Canadian care job, and that just 20 people is what they need, just 20 people, and the 20 people have to pay 2 million naira, and that 2 million naira, they don't need the full payment, they need half payment. When they get the job, then they will be giving them, the remaining installment, or 1 million naira after they have the job. So you see them coming with, you know telling you that I have just 2 slots, I have just 3 slots, creating that sense of urgency that would deprive you of the ability to, actually sit down, think properly, and from there make decisions that are favorable. I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying. So when it gets to this kind of level, the step you need to take is to just